Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle, aka MakeupEsquire, and we are live. And today I just, am chilling. It's Saturday and I won't be able to go live during my usual Sunday 3 p.m. live tomorrow, since it is Father's Day tomorrow and I do intend on celebrating Father's Day with my dad tomorrow. So I just figured I'm chilling today. There's a lot going on outside and I am not leaving my house today. So I figured we could chill. There's lots of stuff in front of me that can keep me entertained today. And one of my favorite pastimes is just, I'm used to being by myself in a girly space because I am one of 6 kids and I only have brothers. So I have 5 brothers, only girl. And even like on my dad's side of the family, my grandparents that are still around, they only had sons who then only had sons. So I only have boy cousins on my paternal side too. So I'm like the only grandchild that's a girl. And then all that to say is I spent a lot of just like time by myself being girly growing up. And now that I am 31, I have my own beauty room, which is such a dream to be able to have in this house. And it's like my personal Disneyland. It's my girly playroom. And so it feels like I have friends and other girlies, like the sisters I never had, when I come on here live and just play in my beauty room here. So thank you for joining me. I am streaming live both on Instagram and on YouTube. I really appreciate you being here and watching this little impromptu chill live today. I hope everyone's having a lovely Saturday. Can everyone see and hear me okay? Looks like it. Hey, Susan. Hey, Kat. Hi, Gabby. Yeah, everything looking good. Hey, Johnny, what's up? Walter wants everybody to know that he is 45 years old and is single. So if anybody is looking, Walter Lupich, habla español y me dejó el mensaje en español. So I just let everybody know, since, if my platform wants to be a platform to help y'all meet potential suitors, then by all means, get it. What y'all up to? Thanks for being here. Hi, Stephanie. Please make sure to send this live, DM it. I'll let y'all have a moment to send it to people so that they can also come on in. Let's have a party. I don't know about y'all, but scrolling on social media right now is just kind of a lot and overwhelming. And so I like seeing if people are live because it kind of keeps me distracted from like scrolling. And I really love engaging with y'all. So, all right, cool. Well, I didn't really have that much like a plan today, other than switching out my lashes. So I'm barefaced, clean face. I wanted y'all to get a good look at how I'm recovering post my 3rd Cool Peel CO2 laser. So as y'all know, I got my face, my neck, and my décolletage done, and we're pretty much healed up at this point. So we're looking really good. If y'all are new to my channel, I'm just filming my progress getting RF microneedling done together with a series of Cool Peel CO2 lasers, and subcision 2 is like part of the whole process. And I'm on my 3rd one. I have one left, but it's supposed to help with the concerns that I have, skin rejuvenation, all that. So we are keeping and monitoring it closely, the situation closely, since everybody's experience is different. And I'm just here to tell y'all about my experience without making any recommendations or giving out any advice, because I ain't your mama. So y'all do what you want to do. Okay, cool. Y'all are letting me know. Gotta start because, yeah, staying the rest of the day because, yeah, it looks pretty crazy out there, Kat. I don't blame you. I'm staying in too. Susan says the same, and Susan's from Texas, so it's crazy in all 50 states. It seems like, hey, Yasmin, I'm pre-gaming for Yasmin's live. She's going live later, and yes, I did rearrange my whole weekend schedule around Yasmin's live when I heard that she is going live today at 5. I was gonna go to church at 5, and then I was gonna get up on here and do like a get ready with me for church, so that way that just like I didn't have to worry about it tomorrow. But when I found out Yasmin's going live at 5, I was like, fuck, I can't miss Yasmin's live because she's talking about Hakuhodo. And as y'all already know, because we've been talking about the upcoming Hakuhodo price increase coming June 16th. Okay, and Yasmin is like the queen of Fude, and she has such a great account, so y'all should go follow her if you aren't already. yamb.ig. She's going live in a couple hours, so of course me and my handy mod here, Kat, were talking in my DM. She encouraged me to go live today. And sometimes I'm already thinking about it, but I just need that little push from Kat, my manager, as I like to call her. So thanks for, you all can thank her. I know I could always do a rewatch, and I knew you wouldn't hold it against me, Yasmin, but like, I'm really excited for it genuinely. So it's all good in the hood, baby. So I'm here fresh faced. I just took a shower, got a little workout in today, and yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I got a package in from Lashify. I had to black out my address for all you creeps out there, but I do need to freshen up my lashes. So I figured maybe y'all can just kind of lead the train, or we can see what we have time for today to do on camera. However, hey, Susan, thanks for also joining me on Instagram. So I have a cute little tanning mousse here that I could put my self tan on in preparation for tomorrow. I still don't know what I'm going to wear because for tomorrow's Father's Day, I'm going to my parents' house, which is just the city nearby, and they are having people over. They're celebrating Father's Day, and my little brother John Paul is also moving to Arizona. Sadly, it's bittersweet. I'm very proud of him for getting a new job and he is relocating for, but we're celebrating his going away. His birthday is also June 16th, Monday, also Tupac's birthday. Fun fact. So we're also celebrating his birthday. I'm losing track of how old my brothers are, but too old. I think he's turning 26. Yeah, be safe out there, y'all, among those protests. Happy birthday to my brother. Thank you so much. I will let him know. I call him Johnny too. So every time I see the name Johnny Tamayo, that's who I think of. But anyway, I also have my NuFace device here, so we can do like either, I figure, a little like wind down skincare moment, or we can do a makeup moment. Even though I'm not going anywhere, if y'all want to see me do a full beat, I'm happy to do so too. I'm a public servant here to serve you. So let's get started with the lashes first, and then we can decide. So everybody make sure you go hit the like button on YouTube, please. It lets YouTube know that you like watching my videos and that other people should watch my videos too. Also, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and following me on Instagram at MakeupEsquire everywhere if you're not already. Appreciate y'all. So Lashify, I haven't done, I feel like, a Lashify video in a while, but like, maybe we can just chat as I'm doing my lashes. But I was asked earlier today during our friend Sun's live, Sunsaray, about my lashes. And a lot of times people ask me if I have lash extensions, or I'm sure just like assume I have lash extensions, but I do not. I do use Lashify, which is an at-home lash extension system. You can get 20% off the whole website by using my link, which we can hopefully drop in the comments if one of my helpers can be so kind. But yeah, they just came out with a new style called FFS, which should stand for fuck's sake. The CEO is like really down to earth and hilarious. So it's totally like Sahara to name her FFS. No, I'm sorry, not for fuck's sake. It's for fluff's sake. But you know what I mean. My nails are so pretty, says Gabby. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's so funny. I was in court the other day. If y'all didn't know, I'm a lawyer, but I was in court the other day and I called my client's case, who is in the, what we call a cage, the cell, if you will, for the inmates. I'm a criminal defense attorney. So my client was in custody, in jail, basically coming to court for his hearing. And I called his case, and then I went and stood next to him while like talking to the judge. And and usually like clients are like nervous and like focusing on like what the fuck is going on with their case, you know, not like, anyway. And like the last thing he said was like, oh, okay, like he was like, thank you. And then he was like after the case was heard, briefly, he was like, I really like your nails. And I just like, it totally like stopped me in my tracks and caught me off guard. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. It's because I went to they're kind of loud. I usually don't do nails that are this intense. And y'all already know they're Mooncat, my favorite nail polish brand. And I don't have an affiliate link for Mooncat, sadly. But they're priced about 18 bucks a bottle. It's regular nail polish, but I just love them because for me, like, it's another way that if I could do something at home, I'm such a homebody, rather than go get it done somewhere and pay somebody to do it, I will. So I've kind of figured out the nail system that works for me. And these have given me the best luck out of like any like gel or acrylic or like anything like that. I can't stand having chipped nails, and these really stay on as hard as I am with my nails since I wash my hands a ton. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but yeah, so anyway, I chose this like more intense color, and by the way, it's called Jewel Beetle. But I chose it because I went to a concert last weekend, a music festival. It was Kelly Vibes in Long Beach, and it was really fun. So maybe I'll just put on my cute little like Lashify headband here. I don't know if it's gonna look cute, but let's try to make it look cute. But yeah, so I had been wanting to try these Lashify lashes, FFS, for a while now. But they had been like sold out of the size 14. I usually do like size 10, 12, 14, 16. And for all those that like aren't here for the lashes, don't worry. We're gonna like get into talking about some other stuff as we're doing our lashes, because I feel like I have a lot to say. Like I just, you know, during my Sunday lives, I don't really have time to like really talk to y'all. But like I like when I get the opportunity to go live on Saturday or Friday like this, because we get to just like, you know, talk about life and stuff. And one of the things that I've been like proud of myself for, despite like everything going on and like how much negativity there is out there right now, I've been having to do an incredible amount of adulting. okay, lately. Like, some of you know I had to replace my garage door not too long ago. That was a fat bill. And then I just got an estimate for my roof that needs to be replaced. And I'm not having any leaks or anything, but like everybody else in the neighborhood has been redoing their roofs since our houses are pushing like the 30-year mark. So I figured I should get an estimate like before shit hits the fan, you know, and like rainy season comes. So my parents included, they were getting their roof redone. And so I'm like, oh, like you guys like your roof people, because like I'm gonna probably need mine looked at too. So then I got his contact, and he was my dad's patient. So my dad is kind of like in the process of retiring right now, but he's a dentist. So anyway, what I ordered was the new style in these lashes, the FFSs. And a new release, which is a way of taking off your prior lashes. So I'll show you all how I remove mine before I add on a new set. Do I need a new? Not if it's gonna come with the catch. Johnny, you said that if you were gonna be sharing the wealth when it comes to nothing bundt cakes, then it would come at a cost. So no, I'm good, thanks. But I also wanted to clarify that rewatching the last live, Johnny, I told you I was I used to live in Costa Mesa when I lived in San Diego, and I realized I misspoke. It was Chula Vista. Not that I used to live there. I mean, I used to have an internship there when I was in law school. All right, so the release is just convenient, arguably not as, I guess, like clean as it could be, but it's just me using it. But like, it's just because like it's just really like the reason I like it is because I just like put on it's kind of just like an oily remover that just makes your prior set of lashes just slide right off. I like to keep these on a week at a time. Lashify recommends 5 to 7 days, but some people leave them on longer. It's just a matter of preference. And some people will switch them out more often. Some people switch them out daily. Ain't nobody got time for that here. So I just switch them out like on the weekend, like today. Hey, Tanae, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Skincare with the light makeup moment. Yeah, we could do that. Kat, whatever we have time for, honestly, because I'm just going to be going live up to 5 p.m. And then our friend Brittany, I think, is going live tonight, too, after Yasmin. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it took me like a minute to think about what you meant, but thank you. She goes, at least the rose bushes look dope. Yeah, y'all, I have 21 rose bushes between my front and backyard. And yeah, spring has had them blooming beautifully. So anyway, I was kind of running out of this release, so I just wanted to pick up another one. But you could, Lashify also has this remove, and then that is, you can see like a biphase type of like remover for the glue, and which is kind of like a semi-permanent glue that doesn't damage your real lashes. It's a lot more like sensitive, eye friendly, and everything like that than the ones that they use when they stick on individual lash extensions, which are a lot worse for the integrity of your lashes than this. This doesn't damage your lashes at all, which is another reason why I love Lashify. But this is also pre-cleanse, which is basically like a toner, like a witch hazel, like toner type of product, except it doesn't have oils, because This is to take off any oily residue from the remover you use, because the oil really will break down the glue. So it's great for removing, but then you really want to like make sure that there, hey Joyce, that there isn't any oily residue. And the only time I ever lose my real lashes when I'm doing this process is by like yanking them off without like properly having the patience to let it like sit for a while. So just be careful. Like sometimes the lash is kind of like starting to come off and I'm just like, oh, I can just pull it off. And sometimes you can just pull it off and it's just kind of like stringy without, you know, ripping out like your real one. But it, you know, it could rip out your real ones if you're not really making sure to saturate it in either this release stuff or the remover that Lashify provides. So we were talking earlier, I was saying on my friend Son's live about, and see how nice they came off. So these are just little like what Lashify calls gossamers, which are clusters. So you, this is how they come, and you pick one out and you start to just like apply them, and you should be applying them underneath your real eyelash in this half moon type of shape. That's how they're sitting underneath your real lashes, kind of overlapping each other. That's why they're able to like hold on to each other so well. But if you did like a nice lash map, you should see it just kind of remove easily like this. And you can see I literally just, let me zoom you in. Whoa. Okay, I just, this just slid off, right? Like my real lashes. And if I were to have breakage, like you would see a bunch of little lashes, but they're not, like every once in a while you'll have like a lash or two, you know, but look, not bad at all. I feel like when I was doing strip lashes every day, which I did for a while before I found Lashify, they would like yank off my real lashes more than this when I was removing them. Or like when I was using mascara in my mascara days, and then I was like rubbing the heck out of my eyelashes to take off the mascara, that's when I would notice like a lot of my real lashes fall out. So like when people ask like if these mess up your real lashes, if anything, I feel like they've helped keep the integrity of my real lashes. And we were saying, I keep going back, y'all, I have ADD. That during my friend Son's live, and I keep like the old ones in a jar just in case I feel like kind of cleaning them off later, and it has 99% alcohol in here. You can reuse these, although Lashify didn't really make them to be reused. They have this whole like subscription that like gives you 50% off monthly. If you want to just like have a monthly subscription and not have to like deal with cleaning them and then reusing them. But a lot of people do reuse theirs. They just kind of use a little brush to wipe off the glue with 99% alcohol after soaking them for a little while, and it does the job nicely. And that's the cool thing about Lashify that separates them from other knockoffs, is they are the originals and they really own the whole like market. And the quality, honestly, the quality, I've tried like the Amazon dupes and stuff, and like, you know, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. I understand that like Lashify, after a recent big lawsuit that they just own a lot of those like Chinese knockoff companies on Amazon anyway, because Lashify has all the patents. She has the CEO, Sahara, it's also female owned. She has like over 600 patents for this system. And like, yeah, hence winning the lawsuit. Oh, thanks so much for watching the ads. I appreciate you. But we were talking, oh my gosh, for like the 5th time. On Son's live earlier, like somebody asked who's afraid to go out without makeup. And a lot of us were like, we go out without makeup all the time. And same with me, like I'll go out without makeup. Like y'all are seeing me without makeup on right now. But I said, I don't be going out without my lashes, okay? Because I just feel like without my lashes, like I look like a naked mole rat. It makes a big difference. It really does. So that's why I love these. It's just saved me so much time in the mornings from having to like do my mascara, like that whole step. You know, I still do bottom lash mascara, but Lashify changed my life. So anyway, okay, so now that I just removed the clusters, I inspect my real lashes to see if they still have any like clumps of glue or like residue. And then if I see any, then I will go in with like a little bit more remove on like a little cloth. As you can see, like I just, this is clean. I just put it in the washing machine, but it does kind of like, if you use a cloth, it might not come out fully because the glue really like, you know, it can stain stuff. So just be careful. Some people just like use, you just have to, I just like cloths because I just feel like, I don't know, they're soft, and the microfiber, like certain textures have less, like fibers, I guess. So I don't like, you know, I want to minimize the amount of like fluffs and fibers, I guess, if that makes sense. Fluffity Fluff Star. Is that what it's called, Gabby? I thought it was called For Fluff's Sake. It could be Fluffity Fluff Star, and I completely butchered it. Cat goes taking notes. Thank you. Roofs are expensive, says Susan. We just had to get ours replaced. And my house isn't even that big, y'all. It's like a small house. Like, oh, they are expensive. I was like, so anyway, I got the estimate for my roof, and that shit was like half of my mortgage. And then I see on the bill, okay, after he quoted me, and by the way, the quote was like a minimum quote because he said, once we undo the shingles, if we see any damage to the wood, you know, we're going to have to replace the wood. So the wood, he gave me an estimate for like by square feet. So it's like you're embarking on this project, like not knowing ultimately how much it'll cost you. Like, it's just a whole like intimidating process, because it's like, you don't know who to trust. How do I know if ultimately they did a good job or not? I don't know what the hell I'm saying, you know, like my neighbor got his done, then hired somebody to come inspect the work of the roofers, that they had done. And then the guy came and was like, that whole part is completely done wrong. Like, it needs to be fixed. So then before paying off the bill, he called the original roofers. He's back and he's like, you need to fix like the job that you did. So of course they went and like redid the whole like portion that they had messed up on. And it's like, dude, it's just, and they also like range a lot in price too. As far as like quotes, just kind of depending. Oh, here it is. Okay, I was making sure I had all the sizes I need in front of me. So here we have, see, this is how I'm going to lay them out. And I probably should have, well, I kind of wanted to show y'all how I got it in the mail. I wanted to take it out of its package and everything. But in theory, I would have had these all laid out already prior to coming here. But if anyone's interested, my lash map is pretty standard. I usually always order 10s, 12s, 14s, and 16s to go shorter on the inner corner and then longer towards the end. So yeah, anyway. Yeah. another thing that has been coming up lately on my mind that I needed to get off my chest as I'm prepping my lash map here. Hard conversations. Why is it that it feels lately like the whole world is so quick to just ghost someone, or like just whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship? Like, it's happened to me multiple times in my life, and it's like I'll never understand the ghosting. Like, just deciding to just, unless it's something that is like, maybe it's so, that person like did something to hurt you that is so deep and so obvious that it doesn't even need to like be said or talked about, like, until, you know, until maybe you're ready. And maybe if you never are ready, then like, you know, that's understandable too. I don't know, like if somebody like, you know, cheated like on you with like your spouse or something, or yeah, like your spouse cheated on you with someone, like, I don't know, whatever, or if it's like a boyfriend, girlfriend, but even spouse, that's different, but like whatever. Okay. Shit that doesn't need to be talked through. You know what I mean? There's exceptions to what I'm saying, but like if you have like a good relationship with someone, it's like a long-standing friendship or something, or if you've been like steady talking to somebody, like via text or something, I don't know, maybe y'all started talking through a dating app, and then you're like planning on meeting up, and then like boom, the dude just, and I'm saying, okay, I understand that like the stereotype is dudes, but like females are perfectly capable of doing it, and they probably do so just as often. Okay, I'm proud to say I've never ghosted someone in my life, like not a dude that I'm talking to, or even texting, like even in the very early stages of getting to know somebody, even making up an excuse. I've made up an excuse and like lied, and maybe arguably I shouldn't have even done that, you know. I could understand that, I was younger, but you know, I don't understand the ghosting. Like, people would rather die, it seems lately, than to have a difficult conversation with somebody. And it seems like less and less are we as a society capable of sitting down and having to bring up something difficult because you care about the person or your relationship with them or your friendship with them, and you want to try at least to attempt to talk it out. If you valued that relationship or friendship at all, and why would you give anything your time if you're not putting value in it, right? So if you've given this person your time and energy, the longer the relationship, the worse it is. And then you just ghost, like, or you, hey, you know, you did this or said this to hurt me. This is how I feel. Why can't people do that? It seems lately. Why is it so? Or, hey, you know what? I started talking to somebody else and right now I'm just not interested in you. Or, hey, that was a great date, but like, you know, I just don't think that we're compatible. Wish you all the happiness. The end. I don't understand, y'all. So if somebody can, yeah, somebody can explain that to me. That's something that I've been thinking about lately. That's been on my mind. Just cause it's like I said, it's happened to me by males and females, both in friendships. I don't know that it's happened in my dating life. I feel like anytime I've stopped communicating with somebody that I've been like talking to in a romantic way. By the way, if y'all are wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to use my wand to get underneath this like plastic portion and the lid so that I can, because I could yank these babies out, but I don't want to mess up any of them, like, because I don't know how, this is the first time I'm using this style. So if they're pretty delicate, which they seem to be, especially the shorter length ones, you can typically just pull them out with your hands, like your fingers like this carefully. But, and Gabby, you can let me know if you're still here, if you have had experience with these being delicate. If you've, I think you said you've tried the FFSs. I got Gabby hooked on Lashify, y'all. She's up in here. Yeah, Lashify completely like raised my confidence and made me honestly fall in love with makeup even more, because I always felt like my makeup looked so much more elevated and better because of my lashes that I already had on, you know. So what are y'all saying? I think people can't deal with having honest, hard conversations. So they get ghost because it's easier. I think it's a lack of emotional maturity. That's what it is. It's just a lack of maturity. Like, grow up. Like, I have to have difficult conversation, like real difficult conversations with people all day, every day. Look, you're facing 25 to life. Sorry. You know, that's not easy. But fuck, if you don't like practice it, you're never gonna, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time, y'all, with this. I'm just trying not to like stab myself. Oh, they're not super delicate? Okay, I should just trust you then. It hurts more when it's a friend for sure, says Gabby. Okay, let me try then, Gabby. Hopefully I don't mess it up. I'm just gonna, as you can, y'all can see. Sweet. Okay, it's all in one piece. Hell yeah. Y'all see that? Every once in a while, you can like break off a really delicate one. In certain styles, they're delicate. It just depends on the style you choose. And supposedly the reason that Sahara made this style, and I love the fact that they have that grip text technology, which is that jagged spine. Y'all can, let me hold it up with my, if y'all can see. Another way that Lashify stands out from the rest is with this wand. This is handmade in Pakistan by a single family that's been making the wands ever since the inception of this company, which is I think like in 2018 maybe that she started this company, something like that. But that jagged spine makes it easy for you to really like put it up closer to your waterline than the straight across spines that were in the original clusters. Hopefully y'all can see that spine. I'm trying to get up really close. No. Okay. So I have this little like lash pad here in front of me, and you clean it by just using hand soap and or alcohol. So I give it a wash with hand soap, and then I really clean off like any glue on there with 99% alcohol, and it's back to brand new and nice and sticky again. So having this helps. They have two different types. You can get the, by the way, y'all, I paid for these with my own money. So like Lashify doesn't send me PR. I wish they did. So you can get this lash pad here, which is like their larger one, or you can get their smaller lash pad. Let me see. This is my little Lashify bag where I keep all of my like little, kind of feels really cool, the texture. My little Lashify things in. So this is the example of, this is my other lash pad. See, so like it starts to kind of get like glue and stuff on there. So you want to definitely keep the packaging of them because they're sticky. So you want to cover them back up with plastic and then keep them in their little packaging. I know that that's not very obvious. So if you get these lash pads, this is perfect to like travel with, but these are great because I can lay out my lash map. So that way, when I get started on applying, I'll just be able to like boom, boom, boom. Okay, so yeah. So that was a topic that I had been you know, it's just been on my mind lately. I was going to talk to y'all about adulting, how that's been on my mind. Like, damn. It seems like you get to be 30 and life really throws throws it in your face. I'm about to be 32 in August too. I'm a Virgo. Virgo gang. All right, so I just put like 4 little FFS 10s on there to start. So I'm like, yeah, laying out my lash map like that. Now I'm gonna take, I actually usually let me see, put the lashes kind of overlapping each other like that. And so that's gonna be my right side and this will be my left type of thing. Something like that. All right, so these are going to be my 12s, the FFS 12s. So the next size up, I'm getting longer as I go outward towards my outer eye. See, so I'm just gonna take out 2 of these as well for each eye for now. You could always stack them on top of each other too if you want like a more dramatic look. They actually, the more you kind of like stack them onto each other, the better like hold they have. And yeah, they're waterproof too. Like they don't come off in the shower or anything. All right, I'm taking out FFS 14. Damn, I have all of these things that like I make mental notes of to talk to y'all about throughout the week. And then I get up on here and now I'm forgetting. FFS 16. Sometimes I use 1/16, sometimes I use 2. All right, so, and then usually I just do like maybe an additional 14 at the very end. That's usually what I do. 14. There you go. Just like that. So that's going to be my right eye. That's going to be my left eye. And then I just leave them in their little packages. That way, if I need more, or like, see, like this will still give me more lashes to use for another, like maybe a couple of sets, you know, easily. All right. So these are like the little Lashify glues. So, well, not all of them. These are sealants actually. These are the glues. So I have Bondage and Whisper Light Flexible Wand. Bond. And it's the same type of glue on each side, except one side has a clear micro tip applicator. And then the other side has the black type of glue, or it's the same type of glue, but the glue's in black and it has a little micro wand. This one's the micro wand, sorry. So this one would be like the felt tip one, the felt tip applicator. Yeah, so there's that. And then, so anyway, I would suggest, like I always say, if you're starting out with Lashify, just get yourself the control kit, and it comes with what you need. It comes with your dual-sided Whisper Light. It comes with a couple of Gossomers of your choice, and I think it comes with one sealant. Either it's Nightline or the other clear sealant. But Nightline kind of it's not a bond, but it like reinforces them. So I'll show y'all how I do that probably at the end. Sometimes I use like a sealant to remove any stickiness. Sometimes I don't feel the need. Oh, the Gossamer double-sided cases. Dang. I remember when she was going live, like showing off like that in the works, because the CEO, Sahara of Lashify, goes live all the time. And I remember when she was, yeah, showing those, but I don't have one, and it didn't even occur to me to order one with this order, sadly. I'm glad to know you like it. Thanks for letting me know. I'll have to check it out for my next order. All right, y'all. So here we go. Once I get going, I kind of like start to work pretty quickly because the glue does dry down. So I'm going to show you how I apply them real quick. This won't take very long, I promise. Unless I get distracted and yap in between. But you basically just do a coat of light glue, like just like a light coat, I mean, of this Whisper Light glue. Try to give all your lashes a good coating. These are sticking up for some reason, kind of crazy. Let me see if, let me know. Hopefully I'm not blurry. Okay, I think that should be good, that angle of the camera. So I'm giving my lashes a light coating. Should y'all be even closer? With this glue, okay. Try to not have any chunks. Speaking of Hakuhodo, Lashify has their own little, this is their tool to help you get rid of any clumps. Like right there, if y'all saw that. You could also use this Hakuhodo J4006, which I know Yasmin's a fan of too. She says she has this on steady rotation. But this is also, look at that. So easy to just take off any clumps and separate your lashes as needed. Yeah. The waterproof sealant. That's right. Oh, that's what comes in the, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a good coating on all the lashes. I ended up buying one of their, oh yeah, I already read that one. It's waterproof, great for watery eyes. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, right, like if you have sensitive eyes, this system works great will work great for you. All right, I'm gonna actually do them both at the same time. But if you're a beginner, just, sorry, my neck. Oh, sometimes I just have to crack it. If you're a beginner, then I would recommend doing one eye at a time. Oh my gosh, Jamie. She's asking which brushes I got. Which Hakuhodo brushes. So the majority of my Hakuhodo brushes are from Fude Japan. I have ordered from the site a couple times, but, and then, I only have like, I actually don't think I have ordered any yet from, or I have any yet, any Hakuhodo brushes from Fude Bobo yet. But I have recently ordered a couple through Fude Bobo, namely the the squirrel hair fan brush that she has. It's like the F1342 or something like that. And the, like the candle shaped, this 5521 in the squirrel version, just because I realized that I had initially skipped on the squirrel version of the 5521 because, see y'all, I shouldn't be handling my Fude right now. Look what happened. I just got Lashify glue all over that handle. And every time I hold these brushes, I'm like, I feel like I'm holding something like a baby bird in my hand because these brushes, the handles are so delicate. So that's my way of saying you don't need the S series, as beautiful as those brushes are, but it prevents me from like using them, you know? But anyway, I need to not be distracted when I'm putting glue on before it dries up. So yeah, so Jamie, to answer your question, I haven't actually hit place order yet. So my cart is at like $4,000 US dollars right now. And with this roof estimate, you know, I'm letting myself sleep on it a little bit. That's why I'm excited for Yasmin's live later, because she's also great at telling us like what you don't really need. She has a large collection too, so her and I have done our fair share of clowning for y'all. For educational purposes only, of course. So this little like tool from Lashify is great because the other side has like a little pointy side to it. So that really helps separate your lashes too if you need to, like if you are getting any clumps. But you also have to be careful because this can pull your lashes out too, this process. But you see how, I hope you can see how this glue like stretches like gum, honestly, because it's like flexible. Oh, what? It kicked you off the YouTube one? That's weird. I just saw your comment that says, "Hey, Ray, I'm back." Yeah, Yasmin will help us narrow down our Hakuhodo cards for sure. And she is so eloquent about, you know, every time she gets up on there, she's always so like well prepared, and she does a far better job than me of like that and being able to like remember the names of the brushes and everything. My ADD, y'all, you know, you just get what you get sometimes. All right, so my glue is starting to get old and kind of gunky, but this is a very optional step. If you're a beginner, you don't have to do this. Just skip this. But I like to just further reinforce my lashes so that I don't have to worry about them for at least a week. And I put like a tiny bit too much on that spine, so I'm just rubbing it off on another spine. And I'm just barely like dipping the spine onto the stick to pick up a little bit of that bondage glue, which has charcoal flecks, so it makes these babies really waterproof. The charcoal flex technology. And I'm starting in the inner corner. Boom, right there. You see that? So I'm keeping it 1 to 2 millimeters away, and I'm starting my new moon. Like half moon shape. Gabby, I would love to know if you are still on here, if you work from inner to outer, from outer to inner, or from the middle, because you can do that. You can apply these however you want. For some reason, I tend to want to go back to starting in the middle, in the inner corner, but I know a lot of people start on the outer. There. So you kind of give it like a light placement, and then if you like it, you could always like smush it down, but I'm gonna wait to smush it down and continue on with the rest of them first to make sure I like where I'm putting it, because hopefully y'all can see. And I'm using a mirror below me. That is really key to help you see. And I'm slightly overlapping next to that other one. Boom, see? Following the same curve of my eye, 1 to 2 millimeters out from the waterline. Her YouTube is Yamb. It's Yamb, YAMB.IG. She does not, I don't think she goes live on YouTube. I think it's just Instagram. It might, but she does have a YouTube. I think it's the same handle. She's live currently on my Instagram live, if you want to, just for quick reference. See, these are questions that Yasmin is way better at answering than me. Jamie, thank you for the question. I think, and this is what I was going to actually email Toshia about and reach out to him for, is to ask him if the brushes that he has marked as Maru, M-A-R-U, mean that he only has it in the short handle version. Because I, too, like yourself, am a little bit confused about the, like, brush handle sizes. I feel like this middle one, y'all, I put it a little bit too far out from the waterline. So see, I just took it right off. I'm going to hold it back. I'm going to hold onto it again with my wand here. You have to wipe off the glue on your wand too, otherwise it'll kind of like stick into areas where you don't want it to stick. There. And I placed it perfectly in between both of these gossamers, see? So they are, that's what that technique is what Lashify calls brick stacking. So they're being brick stacked. So I had 2 gossamers like sitting right here. And then I just went in with that middle gossamer and stuck it like this. And the other one, you know, I don't have 3 hands, but if y'all can see, imagine how The 3 gossamers right now are attached underneath my lash, like my hands. Like this. If this helps. This is brick stacking. And so these having each other to hold on to and having glue right there in between on the spines helps these babies really latch on. Another technique is just overlapping, which is just like this, which is what I was initially doing, like just overlapping like this. Imagine if these are little, I'm using these boxes to as an example, but like pretend they're gossamers, right? The little chunks of lash. So overlapping also helps them stay on because they have something to hold on to. So you can pick whatever works for you as far as the technique. I like both techniques. It's kind of just, you know, whatever happens, happens as I'm applying it. Kind of like right now that my original plan was to overlap and then I just brick stacked. So either way, right? Boom. See that placement? 1 to 2 millimeters away from the waterline. Overlapping its friend. Right next to it. They're not actually on my waterline, okay? That'll be uncomfortable if you stick them onto your waterline. You can get close, but especially be careful in the inner corner not to get too close to your waterline, because then it'll start to, if it bothers you when you blink, it's too close to your waterline. Scoot them out a little bit. It should not feel like anything. Like I don't feel these when I have them on. They kind of start to attach like Velcro to each other. It's kind of interesting how it like gets easier as you go. Stardust and tulips brick stacked. Ugh, that looks like such a pretty combo. Tulips and Stardust, I've told Gabby before, are probably like my favorite combo of like 2 designs of lashes put together. They're so pretty. Both of that style. Sahara, when she's asked, she said about mixing styles of lashes. She says she never really like meant to have them like mixed and matched, but she's like, she said she personally likes to just have one type on at a time. That it was a Lashify user like fan thing that people started like mixing and matching her styles of gossamer lashes. So now it's become really popular among the Lashify community. And if you're not already in the Lashify Facebook group, it's called Lashify Life. You should be. I'm so picky about my placement. That one's almost right. It's almost perfect, but I want to just make sure it's perfect. So I'm reattaching it. If y'all saw how easy that was. Boom. There it is. But tulips and Stardust, it's like they're a match made in heaven. Like the style of tulips and Stardust are particularly, like they particularly complement each other in my opinion. So these kind of look like, remind me of Stardust, except they're fluffier. Sahara really does listen to her customers. She's like obsessed with customers being happy. She's such a genius. So true. Yeah, I don't think Stardust, do they not come in grip text yet? Yeah, I swear by this grip text technology. It really like steps up the game The grip text is, again, like I had mentioned earlier, the jaggedness on the spine. It's difficult to detect, but the spine is jagged. So it allows you to get closer to the waterline when applying it, other than just like a straight spine, and lay more comfortably closer to the waterline, and also therefore helping with longevity. So I don't know if y'all can see how much glue I apply to the spine, but there it is for you. Just barely a little bit of this bondage. Just to make sure it's really reinforced. Someone got a little close on me. I'm gonna have to redo it. See, now I just have to take it off. No biggie. See how it just stretched and popped right off? Because the glue hasn't dried. And it doesn't ever really fully dry, which is why it's better for your real eyelashes than the eyelash extension glue, which is really harsh on people's eyes. And I've heard of a lot of nightmares from people's eyes being sensitive to the glue used in those individual lash extensions. There, you see that? The same thing happened. It's like it just wants, okay, there we go. Got it. Boom. Since I know that I like it where it just landed, I'm squeezing it down. Oh. Okay, yeah, see, Gabby said Stardust doesn't have grip text yet, but Sahara said she would make them with grip text if we asked for it. Yeah, so she, like, people ask her to come out with, because originally she had, like, made these black. You see how I've already used all of mine, and I still have some lashes sticking out right here. So that tells me I need another gossamer right there. But now I want to decide if I want to take this last 14 off and do another 16, then move the 14 to the very end, or just do another 14 now. I think I'm going to do another 16, y'all. All right, so this is where you get to decide to be your own lash tech, see? I'm taking that one off. Let's do a quick little brick stack moment. I'm putting this 14 on. I'm going to put it, I think I'm going to put a little bit more bondage on the spine since part of it was left where it originally stuck. Okay. I'm going to put that on the very end where I want the last gossamer to be. Boom. Give it a little squeeze. Make sure that my lashes are sticking up out nice and straight. Okay. Hey, Sonia, how are you? Oh, is it fixed now, Kat? So I'm going to do a 16 brick stack right there. Y'all watch how bomb it's going to look. I worked out earlier and I haven't eaten anything all day, y'all. I'm starting to get like a little bit hungry. I was going to have a protein shake, but all right, these are my 16s, but I'm looking at the time, it's 4. And I figure I'm probably just going to have dinner soon. What do we think? Okay, so that's a 16. Okay, dipping it in a little bit of bondage. And I realized that I was going to be doing the other side at the same time I'm doing this side, but I don't know what happened. Just ended up doing one eye at a time, I guess. All right, boom, 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 boom. We are done just like that. Y'all see that? With without. Telling you, y'all gotta jump on Lashify. I'll never go back, y'all. I'll never go back to regular mascara. Lashify just... Look at this. Who doesn't want to have these lashes on 24/7? If anybody says that they don't want to have these lashes on 24/7, it's a lie. I don't believe you. It's not hard, y'all. Like, it takes some practice. It's not hard. You can do it. I believe in you. Like, I love Mel Robbins. She's a podcaster I listen to. I believe in you and your ability to live a better life. Lashify, period. Oh, thank you so much. Gabby says FFS looks so good on you. I sleep with the glow pillow too. The Sleep and Glow pillow. There's no tugging and no lashes lost. Yep, exactly. And also another, these are so just like lightweight, y'all. I don't even feel them. Yeah, the Sleep and Go pillow. Another pro hack too was I was sleeping with, because I have insomnia, so I like do the most to like really try to get a good night's sleep. And I was sleeping with an eye mask like on. They were bending my lashes. Since I predominantly sleep on my right side, I would wake up and these lashes would be like higher, like more curled than the other side. So I stopped wearing the, oh, let me keep going. I have to, so I stopped wearing the eye masks. All right, since I know I used an additional 16 on my right, I'm gonna pull one more out and incorporate it into my lash map that I already have laid out for my left side here on the Lashify sticky pad. Kat says, I appreciate you believing in my ability to wear these, but I promise you this wouldn't go over well for my eyes. Really? Why? Do you have sensitive eyes? I still think that you should try them even if you have sensitive eyes, because there's so, like, you'll be able to see testimonials on the Lashify Life Facebook group about how people with sensitive eyes still use and love these. Boom, y'all. See, that just kind of stuck to itself. Three down. Not me just sticking my elbow into the glue here. Yeah, this glue, y'all, it could just really, like, if you're not careful, kind of get everywhere. Or I don't know, maybe it's just me because I'm clumsy. What are y'all doing for Father's Day tomorrow? You'll have father figures in your life that you go see or do any special traditions? I'd love to know. So I was, a quick little, it's not really a story, but I asked my mom what talk about clumsy. I asked my mom what I should get my dad for Father's Day, y'all. Because he's the person in my life that is hard to shop for. You know what I mean? Like, you have that person in your life that's just hard to shop for. You can't see my bunny ears. That's my dad. You know, the person that has everything. So, she took a while and then eventually got back to me and was like, I've been thinking about it. You know, he's been wanting to put an avocado tree in the backyard because they have like this empty lamb pen, because my little brothers used to be in 4-H where you like raise animals. And so they have it all like set up for animals and are no longer, you know, the area is no longer being used for that purpose. So he figured there was room for an avocado tree. And I was considering putting an avocado tree in my backyard, but then I heard that they attract rats. No, ma'am. So I immediately passed, because your girl isn't going to be inviting rodents onto her property, okay? So holler at your girl, let me know, even if you are watching this on the replay, and if you are, holler, I see you. If you have an olive tree, not olive, an avocado tree, and your thoughts on it, and whether you recommend it or not, you see how this is coming together nicely, and whether it's true that they attract rats. But anyway, I said, okay, if that's what he wants, whatever. I started searching for an avocado tree to buy him. Why are they $400 for an avocado tree? I would have assumed that they were 40 bucks. Oh, gotcha, cat. Okay. They attract squirrels and roaches and a few other things. Yeah. And if they grow to a certain height, you might have to pay an extra tax on them. Interesting. Yeah, I have also recently discovered that they can grow higher than I would have thought. But, avocado trees. I love olive trees. Olive trees are my favorite. But yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have an avocado tree, but what's funny is too that right behind my house, I have an avocado orchard. So I get to look at it outside my window and it's very pretty. Y'all have seen it if you've seen any of my backyard chat series that I do in my backyard. All right, this is a 16, y'all. See, I have glue on my wand, so it's not. There, I think. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, 2 more and then we're done. I really make sure to get a good amount of bondage on the spines of these outer corner ones because these have me fucked up. Again, side sleeper. So these tend to start to get loose on me throughout the week. If like, you know, I get teary or something like that, especially. So then I just go in with the white velvet tip applicator of my Whisper Light and tuck it underneath that spine and then just like reinforce it. Or if it comes off like pretty easily, you could just re-glue the spine and put it back on, pop it back on. If it's dirty, you can just use a different one and replace it, or wipe it off again, like I said, with some alcohol and then rebond it on if any of them need touching up. But at most, that's what I do during the week. Damn, Kat's so knowledgeable about why avocados are so expensive here in California, at least. Boom. Kat, are you still kicked out of YouTube or what? Or are you just wanting to support me on both? You can't be kicked out of my YouTube. You're my mod. All right, now I'm using my, because I have 2 sets of wands, since I like to keep what Lashify calls wandums on this set. So I don't have to be removing them and putting them back on, but I like to use the set with my wandums. Just kind of wiggle off the lashes to really give them one, you know, last clamp. Lashify says to do that for 30 seconds. I normally don't bother doing it for 30 seconds. But yeah, that's that. And then, oh, this is my Nightline, Night Bond. I think this one says Night Bond, but it's now called Nightline, I believe. Because it was confusing people, because this isn't a bond. This is just a glue. I mean, it just like reinforces the spine and takes out any stickiness that there might be. This is not a required step. It's an optional step. But I've also heard, like, if you have, like, if you're blonde or something, have like lighter hair, or like, yeah, you kind of want to hide something, like maybe you got some eyeshadow fallout or something, a good way to cover it and to kind of clean it up, or like make it less apparent if you have like a larger gap, which I think I got pretty close with that grip text, but yeah, it just helps to take off any like stickiness you may or may not feel. But you could also just like wipe it on both sides of these wandums and then clamp too. That's another way of doing it. You ended up buying 2 sets of wands too. Isn't it so much more convenient? I fought it for a while because these aren't that cheap, which is why the majority of the expense that you're paying for in your control kit is the handmade wand. Because yeah, it's a pretty penny by itself. And it's just nice having 2. So one's my original one that I bought with my Lashify control kit when I first purchased Lashify back in, I went back and checked, my first order was 2020. So yeah, I've been a Lashify fan ever since. And during the pandemic, I just kind of like kept practicing it until I got it down. And I think it also gets you like a free one-on-one sesh with somebody to like help you out in applying it. But I never ended up using mine. I don't know, never got around to it. Lashify has such good educational videos that I guess didn't, like, I knew how to do it. You know, I didn't really need somebody to tell me like what I was doing wrong. I just needed to practice, and I just practiced until I got it down. The YouTube stream is blacked out and not loading still. Is anybody else having issues with my stream on YouTube? Because that's so weird that you would be having issues, of all people. It's making progress. The chat's starting to show up. Okay. Maybe you have to like, yeah, exit out and come back in or something. But what I'm torn about is whether I need the cushion one, Gabby. I'm told I need the cushion one. Are either of yours the cushion one? Because Lashify came out with a cushion one and it's thicker. So supposedly it just feels more comfortable and ergonomic on your hand. Oh, Susan says that would be a huge no for me. I draw the line at rats. Exactly. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, no. But and my dad, growing up, we always had chickens as pets. He just liked having chickens as pets. I think they're too much to maintain, but we always did have fresh eggs and stuff. And with 6 kids, like if he could save on eggs, I don't blame the dude. But he got rid of his chickens because their food kept attracting rats. So, and then he got into like the hobby of growing dragon fruit, and dragon fruit season is upon us apparently. And my brother told me that the first time my dad saw a rat eating one of his dragon fruits, he said bye, and he immediately got rid of the chickens to get rid of the rats. Plus, like, pretty much all of us are out of the house anyway, so it's like, I think he just figured, oh, that's like during the time he started like, you know, doing his like fasting thing and like no longer eating like breakfast. So him and my mom didn't really eat that many eggs. And, you know, when they go on vacation, they didn't really have people to like take care of the chickens, or like it would just be a hassle. So they just, yeah, they still have the coops, but not the chickens. What the heck? You're having issues with the live freezing when ads pop up? Okay, Susan says the stream is fine for her. So weird. I wonder if it's a matter of exiting it and coming back in. I haven't bought the cushion ones, but I got the birdie to keep in my purse in case I want to touch the fuse. That's what it's called, the fuse. That was the fuse, what I just did right here. Fusing. That's smart. I got the birdie one too. I have the little birdie one, so that's a good point. I don't know. I never used the birdie one. I feel like it should be in this little, do I have the birdie one in here? I think it's next to me. Yeah, see, I already have a backup whisper light because that one's on its last leg. I have a backup of a couple things up in here. I have the new Mrs. Bond, and then more of the bondage with charcoal flecks. Since my, I don't know if y'all could tell, clearly we're on kind of like the last leg of my bonds. They've lasted me a minute though. I was actually going to just, do the last step being the, so I guess Lashify now calls it the waterproof sealer, which I do have right here. But Lashify has come out with a few different versions of like a final sealant, which is different than the Nightline that I just used. Am I holding it up? Yeah. But yeah, I think the current one is probably called waterproof sealer right now. They all pretty much do the same thing though. Same job. I like this one because it has this little applicator. It's like a little ball, and you're only supposed to do the spines, y'all. So I do one pass on the very bottom spine, and then on top, to really lock these babies in, I will seal the top portion like that. And then do one last like fuse from the top to get the top. So that way, if any like water or anything like that gets on them, they're waterproofed, baby. Boom. Oh, if your dad wants to grow something that doesn't attract rats, he should look into blueberries and white peaches. I love white peaches. Actually, I like white nectarines, I think, even better. But still, they're both good. They don't attract rats unless you let the fruit rot. Well, that's the problem with non-citrus trees, I've heard, is that when the fruit falls, that's when rats come. So right now, the only trees I have in my backyard are a hydrangea tree. Struggling a little bit. Still hasn't grown any hydrangeas. And oh, I didn't put the sealant on this one. And a lemon tree and is it an orange? Yeah, orange tree. I went with citrus because that doesn't attract rats. So this is a reverse fuse. If you want to get up in here in your inner corner, like if for some reason this eye shape isn't suitable for your, or like, you know, the curve of the wand isn't suitable for your eye shape, you can always fuse this way too. So this tool really makes it so easy. It's unmatched. And in and of itself, the wand and the glues, which are, Lashify is cruelty free, by the way, not tested on animals. I asked the CEO myself, and she got back to me while she was live. And I asked on behalf of my friend Kieran, because Kieran said she looked it up and she didn't know, but the CEO's like, we just don't really like pimp it out like that. But yeah, she's a dog lover and an animal lover, so makes sense. She says that they're not tested on animals. So, where was I going with that? I blinked. But this is 100% Korean PBT silk. And that's that, y'all. That's how I do my lashes. So, why don't we do a little bit of a NuFace? You want to see how I do my NuFace real quick? Since we have a little bit of time, we'll keep it moving here. Okay, so actually I usually take my little spatula that I got from Sephora. And could do your neck too, so. And I just kind of spread it out. It comes with its own little like brush thing, but I stopped using the brush because I thought that it was sucking up too much product. So yeah. Put it on the highest setting, and then actually I start from the neck. So oops, kind of put a lot of that stuff on. $20 minutes. Okay. We got 20 minutes. Orange, lemons, and cherries are also good to have, but harder than white peaches and blueberries. Huh. Yeah, I have oranges and lemon. I have mini trees. A mini orange tree and a mini lemon tree. So I didn't want like a full-on big one since I didn't think I was going to eat that many to keep up with it. Yeah, I got what you were saying, Kat. Glass was discontinued. Yeah. I don't know if some people were having problems with it, but I've never had an issue with it. Yeah. What makeup are you all looking at lately? Has anyone picked anything new up out of like any of the new releases? I'd love to know. Or anything that you have had your eye on. Okay, that should be good for that side. Now I take, because that stuff is expensive, okay? I'm not wasting it. So I use the same product. I like scoop it back up on my spatula. It's basically just like ultrasound gel. And make a really cute face when I do it. And you just basically do the same thing. Boom. Hey, son. There you are. Awaiting the new NARS blush palette to drop. Ooh. I hope it's different than previous ones because NARS tends to like repeat themselves. My lashes look even, y'all. Think so. You see, if you wanted an even fuller look than these, you could even go in and like stack a couple on each other. I don't know. Let me know if I should or not. Ooh, yeah, the Prada highlighters look lovely. The new YSL highlighters, yeah. The packaging on those YSL highlighters I just think is a little bit bulky. I have the bronzer and the pressed powder. I like the top part of it, but I just don't think it has to be that thick. And I'm just like starting to be more conscious about what I'm adding to my collection because I don't have endless space and my drawers are already starting to like overflow. I should put chapstick on. I'm getting hungry, y'all. I'm using the Ole Hendrickson. What is this? Ooh, this one smells like a creamsicle. This is the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. Oh, I'm sorry. It said getting ads on repeat. Who else is anybody else having issue getting ads on repeat? Yeah, at least y'all can stream me in 2 places. Yeah, the Prada highlighters do look so pretty. Oh, VBB Victoria, the eyeshadow palette, if that's what you're talking about. I've been eyeing those too. I'm waiting for a sale though. Because I shop her stuff when it goes on sale. And it usually goes on sale during the holiday season in the like fall, winter, I think. Sun always knows. Ooh, you got the Gucci highlighter in Sunrise Gold, Gabby. I might go back for Frosted Lilac. That was what happened to me. That Sunrise Gold looks so pretty too. And so does Frosted Lilac. I'm loving, y'all know, if you're not new to my channel, like I've really been enjoying these highlighters right now. I know it's probably a big deal to say it. Are they my favorite in my collection? Trying to think of all my favorite highlighters. Hourglass, Chantecaille, Dior. Those are probably my top. Hindash has a really beautiful one too, but that one's like newer to me. I've had it for like, I don't know, a year, but 6 months maybe. When did those launch? But yeah, probably like 6 months. So that's why I'm just kind of like, these are the ones that like I've been using the heck out of, you know, over the years. Tom Ford. But this formula, the Tom Ford ones, the Chantecaille ones are beautiful because I really like the Tom Ford. That one's probably the GOAT for me. But this formula is so fun. So it makes me want to grab it, you know, because it's squishy. And it's cream to powder. And so I originally picked up the gold and then I fell in love with it. It's labeled warm gold number 3, but it's really not that warm, y'all. So don't get turned off by that. So it's like a beautiful, like kind of champagne-y gold. And I loved it so much that I ended up picking up the shade 4 Opal Pink. But it comes in gorgeous shades. Pat has good highlighters. I have one of Pat's highlighters, at least a couple of her highlighters. They're good. But it's not anything in my opinion, like, I don't know, that I like reach for on a daily basis or like so good that it stands out in my collection. I think her eyeshadows are really where she stands out in my collection. Her lip glosses are good too, but they get beat out by Chanel lip glosses and Tom Ford lip glosses, you know, because they don't wear as well. They don't like last as long too. Like if they, I don't know, they start to kind of go on you pretty quickly. Like separating kind of in the tube and starting to look questionable quicker. Then lastly, I do my forehead, y'all. Ooh, Blue Mercury is having a sale, tells us, Susan tells us that Victoria Beckham Beauty is included. Oh, but then Sun said they're sold out of the Victoria Beauty stuff. She said she's been checking stock. Thanks, Sun, for keeping us up to date on all things sales. This is what gives you a brow lift, y'all, without getting Botox. My Botox is, I just passed the 3-month mark. What day? I don't have my watch. It's charging. I think the 5th. So tomorrow, I think, yeah, tomorrow is the 15th. So it's my 3-month mark. I think I got Botox done exactly 3 months ago tomorrow. So it's pretty much all worn out of my face. So I need all the help I can get right now. My dad does my Botox. I try to get like a couple of girlfriends together to do like a group deal if we like share 2 vials. And it's like a steal that way. But it's hard to kind of like coordinate. Everybody has to do it like all at the same time too, because it's not like Botox lasts forever, you know? You have to, it goes bad within the hour. Oh, look who we have here, a visitor. Oh, look, we have a protein shake. Thank you. Panda came to pay us a visit. Something about the putty formula, right, Gabby? It just like the way it just like melts into the skin. Peach says, thank you, Mr. Panda, for gracing us with your presence. Oh my god, hilarious. LOL is the sun. That's funny. Pretty good. Yeah, everybody meet Bao Bao. That's my assistant. He usually stays behind the scenes. And he fed me. He brought me a gift, exactly. Bao Bao is a Chinese word. It means something that I'm blanking on right now. I'm sure he'll tell us. All right. So we have like 13 minutes until Yasmin goes live. How about we put a little tan on, y'all? About getting naked. Okay, so don't get any ideas. Like I was saying, I don't know what I'm wearing tomorrow for Father's Day celebration. So just, you know, out of an abundance of caution, since we've been having such beautiful sunny days here in Southern California. I don't know how much I'm going to be exposed to the elements, and if I am, I want to be tan. And I'm not as tan as I'd like to be naturally lately because I think it's, you know, all part of growing up, like as I've mentioned, recently turning, you know, 31, well, really like when I entered my 30s, I just started to be more conscious of like sun exposure, you know? And when I was in high school, I used to lay in the tanning booths and stuff. I've said it on here before that my friend Maddie would be working at a tanning booth, a tanning salon. And so she would hook it up and get me into a tanning booth for free. And now I'm just trying to, like, you know, preserve my skin as much as possible. But I will always love me a good tan. It's just that sadly nowadays we gotta fake it. Get that tan, Noelle. You'll get to see the process. So I guess this video has become the behind the scenes of like day to day, you know, like my colleague, we were sitting in court the other day and she asked me, she's like, how long does it take you every day to get ready? And I'm like, probably like around an hour. It's like my me time, my meditation time. I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I work out, you know, I make my matcha that I enjoy. I've been thinking about making a video on how I do my matcha. I swear the matcha I take is top notch. It's not what you're getting on Amazon, okay? This is coming straight from Japan. Her brand is called Got Matcha, another female-owned business. Shout out to her. And I have a coupon code for y'all to shop. If you're interested in purchasing from the matcha girl that I get my matcha from, the best, unmatched, I swear. Like in my stories under fitness, if you have a highlight bubble and you can see how green my matcha is. But anyway, I just love like just sipping on that matcha while I do my makeup in the mornings, and it's just therapeutic for me. It's just like a good way of just like starting my day off, like, you know, just on as calm of a note as it can. You know, for me, it gives me like the feeling that I am not just like waking up frantic and giving myself to everybody, you know, giving myself without putting myself first, I guess, in a way. And I didn't mean to really get all deep into it, but I've never been a morning person until probably like the past like year and a half that I've been waking up at 5 a.m. to work out. And I feel like I had, again, like this switch when I like turned 30. Well, really for me, it was 29 because my dear friend who was like a sister to me passed away a couple years back when I was 29 and she was 30 and 30 or 31. Yeah, 30. I think she was 30. Yeah. And so that just kind of really like shook me to my core going through that experience. And I've known her my whole life. Like her family's like family to me. Always has been. Like I still go to her dad, who's my pediatrician, who's been my pediatrician for 31 years. That's the only doctor I've ever really known. But anyway. So I think it was part of just like growing up, approaching my 30s, her passing, and me really like questioning like life, like, and everything. Like, what am I doing here? What my purpose is? Like, if somebody at 30 years old, it's just like such a beautiful soul from the inside and outside, could be taken like so soon. It just kind of like, it just got me thinking, like, you know, that could happen to any of us, you know? And so it really like changed my life and like my perspective on things. When if y'all have suffered a loss and know what grieving is, like, I think you know that it changes you. So it kind of made me grow up a little bit faster. And so that's kind of when I really just like really changed my life. Like I started listening to like self-help podcasts and like books, and just I wanted to like understand, like it didn't make sense to me, you know? So and then just trying to get the back of my neck here. So then I started to like, I don't know, just really clean up like my diet, and I started to like work out, and I started to like get my ass up early in the morning to work out, to like start my day like on a productive, proactive note. I just started to learn about all the benefits of like, you know, that exercise causes endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, right? Shout out to you if you know where that's from. But so anyway, that's kind of like around the time that I actually started my channel here and started to put my content out there on social media. It just like brought me like to my childhood. It kind of connected me there, her passing, I mean. And then I just started to like be like, you know what, I really should like pursue my passions. And that was kind of like the creative aspect was kind of something that I had put aside while I pursued law for so many years, in all my 20s, really. So I just started to feel like we're all so multidimensional. So it just helped me, like, it just helped the time pass easier and stuff. So anyway, I forget what I was going. Oh, I was talking about the matcha. So it's part of like my morning routine. I like really like enjoy like putting on a podcast, assuming I'm not like filming. When I'm not filming during my morning routine, I'll put on a podcast. I'll like be sipping my matcha. I'll take my time doing my makeup. And honestly, part of that time is like my hair. My hair is always a pain in the ass. But, and like, of course I always have to like get ready like for court every day. So I have to like do my hair and makeup. Because I have to put on a suit. And so like when you wear a suit every day, you kind of have to like look decent, you know? So at least I like to. It helps me show up the best version of myself, to be the most confident, to respect myself, to teach others I like to be respected if I put myself first, right? And give myself even a little bit of time. I don't care if it's 10, 15 minutes to yourself in the morning. Like, I know it's like those of you that have kids are probably like easy for you to say you don't have kids. I understand that it's harder with kids, but I still think that you deserve that time. with or without kids if you can. And also assuming like you're not a single parent or something like that too, I can understand. But even if your kid is sleeping and like just start to wake up earlier, like trust me, it'll probably change your life. And it's like hard for me because supposedly us ADHD people tend to be night owls. It's something that I heard, like the large majority of people with ADHD. Sometimes my dry shampoo, y'all, it makes it look like I have dandruff in my hair. I swear. I don't know if it's partially dandruff, partially dry shampoo, but if you ever see that in my videos, I promise I don't have like an excessively dry scalp. Okay, so yeah, I'm about to be wrapping this up. Thank you, Peach. So there's my link to the matcha. I even use her pre-workout that she makes, that makes it specifically for me because she doesn't sell it on her website anymore. But I don't like when pre-workout makes me feel jittery and like shaky. So she had this pre-workout stuff that pretty much is like the majority is like green tea, but it's like super strong. And I was loving that because it was giving me like energy and focus and everything without the jitters. So I take a scoop of that. And then she also makes matcha bars. They're so good and so clean ingredients wise. Like there's so many benefits of matcha green tea. If y'all didn't already know, she goes to Japan and gets it from the best of the best sourced in Japan. Okay, period. Where the best matcha in the world is. That's the stuff I take. So there's different grades on her website too. It is bright green and you can taste it. There's other cheaper matchas out there. Trust me, like you get what you pay for, that you order and like you make your drink and like you don't even taste matcha. And this, I swear, like it does something to me where like I gave up coffee pretty much altogether after finding this because coffee gives me the jitters. So I couldn't stand that. And the large majority has mold in it if you like really look into it. So now it's matcha all day, every day for me. And it's $4.59. So thank you all so much for joining my live. I had so much fun chit-chatting with you. I hope you did too. You get 10% off at gotmatcha.com/MakeupEsquire for the best matcha in the world. Have a nice Father's Day and a great week, everyone. See you all at Yasmin's live. Bye. Thanks, Peach, for moderating.